Right now we have landed the island called Punta Kindi Island, which was founded by the Portuguese in 1456. So that is the island, and now right now we are standing at the bridge to start, exploring about the beauty or the history that happened here in this, country. It of course do sadden my heart whenever, I set my foot here in Punta Kindi Island, because I do feel like many people or many lives have been taken in this island. This was the island in which our ancestors have been taken in a larger number. And of course, before the European came here in the Gambia, our Gambian people at that time were living large. They were farmers, they were traders in Albreda here and other neighboring communities. But when the white man came, they decided to go into the interior of the Gambia and capture the innocent people. So they were beaten, they were chained. And of course, they were shipped to this island. And the island here is meant not to kill slaves, but of course to suppress them, to subjugate them in order to reduce their power. King of Barra here. So it was this King Brunga Sonko who signed an agreement that gave this piece of land called Said Mile to the British land. You see, where the fence starts and where it ends is called Said Mile. This place is called Said Mile. So they changed the name from the Said Mile to Port Black. It was named after one of the British who was Charles IV. That's why the name still exists called Port Black. Now, where you are seeing right now, where Amin standing, is called the prison. In this prison, that's where the people of Barra, when they commit crimes, or the troublemakers, or the thieves, when they are captured by the British, they are brought here in this inside this wall called the prison. And in suppressing the transatlantic slave trade, they need a well-strategically location that will enable them to monitor the movement of the ship across the Atlantic oceans. So that's why Batos was founded in 1816. When Batos was founded, still now we have some European powers who were coming in the Gambia and capturing people as slaves. The British, they were in need to totally suppress the transatlantic slave trade. In 1823, they signed an agreement between the then King of Barra called Brunga Sonko. And this agreement, Brunga Sonko gave some part of Barra called Said Mile to the British. So in 1827, the British established a fort in Barra in order to monitor the activities of slave trade and slave dealing. So the Barra War came into existence as a result of the founding of Banjul in 1826. There are many contributing factors that leads to the Barra War of 1831. One of the causes of the Barra War was the founding or the building of Fort Glen in 1827. When Fort Glen was built in 1827, the British, they decided to bring in their big guns known as cannons and place it inside the fort. So the people of Barra were frightened, which as a result, they decided to wage war against the British. The British also, they refused to pay royalty to the King of Barra due to the stones that they mined in Dog Island. When Batos was founded in 1816, Captain Salis and the Grand went to Freetown and brought in some soldiers as well as some masons to come and construct Banjul. So in Banjul, the British were applying to Barra in order to quarrel stone or to mine stone. So they signed an agreement that they are going to pay royalty to the King of Barra due to the stones that they quarreled. So the people or the British, they now refuse to pay royalty to the King of Barra. So with Brunga Sonko and his people, they decided to wage war against the British. 3. The British refused to pay tax to the King of Barra. In 1826, when the Brunga Sonko and the British signed an agreement that any ship that plies through the region is going to pay 20 pounds. So at the initial stage, they were paying 20 pounds in full. But they decided to reduce the amounts from 20 pounds to 5 pounds, which angered Brunga Sonko and his people. They decided to wage war against the British, which is also another contributing factor that leads to the Barra War of 1831 to 1832.
Collective hands, we collective.